We have started day 5 today. We're just 10 minutes into the walk and we're already crossing the massive river suspension bridge. So day 5 today takes us to Dingbouche village, which I'll be really pleased to get to because it's 4,500 metres above sea level. So it's going to be the first time on the camp that we've slept at above 4,500 metres. It may be 4,400 or something like that. But I mean, this view and just waking up and being here. I left Tuesday, left the house a week ago with David Robertson at 2 in the morning, and 7 days in we're still here trekking away. It's a real beauty of a valley here. I mean, the stone paths and the climbing are one thing, but the beautiful views, it's really great. Another one of these structures. It's the gorges from here. You can just see going up towards these are like maybe 7,000 metre mountains at the top. But the sky's just not cleared enough to let us see them, but it's the clearest we've seen some high mountain ridges. There's 4 of us in a group for this leg today. We've got 2 guides, tech, and I'm with another Russian climber. He's out in the front. 2 guides are in the middle, and I'm just wandering about at the back, trying to keep up to date with my wee blogs. This is not going to be the finalised larger YouTube version that's getting done with GoPro. As I've said below, this is just the camera. What I found with my camera, I can make 20 videos a day and load them up free on a video editor. So as long as I just pick 20 videos a day, they can be any length, I think. So there's no point in me making a video for like 2 seconds because it's just waste one of the videos. So I'm trying to keep you up to date with what's going on. Just a lot doesn't need words or mumbles like mine. This is the 5th day of our trekking, the 5th day that we've actually been on the move. Yesterday and today are quite severe hikes to get us to this town of Dingbouche. Once we get there, the walk to the next town the next day, we go from Dingbouche to Chikung. It's really quite a short, it's a 3-hour walk, but it's quite short comparison to what we've been doing each day, and I don't think there's much or as much incline in it. But that's the town I'm keen to get to. The 2 places, one tonight because I want to see if I'm sick or not at 4,500 metres, and the next one I want to get to because it's a town where we're going to strike a deal for our climbing equipment. See how much it costs. My guide, Tech, he's working here, so he's obviously getting paid by his boss to show me around the place. I've paid $25 a day for a porter come guide, so he's carrying 3 or 4 kilos of my belongings. At one point before, I thought they were going to be carrying up to 10, and I was going to try and make it a bit fairer, but it's turned out we've both got about 10, 11, 12 kilos on our back at any point, so we're both in it together, and he's showing me the way. It's a nice holy person coming up here. So Ted himself, his wages for the 20 days or so taking me around, if I'm paying his boss $25, he must be getting about 10. Yeah, I'm just guessing he must be getting about $10 a day. His boss must be getting about $10 a day. And $5 a day covers our meals. Because we're generally only eating their national meal, which is dal bhat, which they cook in bulk and probably costs very little around here. So yeah, for this excursion, he's getting his $10 a day. The boss is getting his $10 in, and there's a $5 left for us to eat. Anything, if I want a can of juice or a coffee or anything, I have to pay for that myself. But my meals are included. I could just drink water and eat the meals and spend no money. But what I do find is you do need a coffee or a hot coffee after a trek or at lunch or in the morning, which is quite expensive. Anyway, cutting a long story short, Tech has done the free passage trek that I'm doing 5 times. So he's done it 3 times as a porter, and once he'd done it 3 times as a porter, he then done it a further few times as a guide. So this is his 6th time doing the 3 high passes. 3 as a porter, where he just carried 20 kilos all the way around and got paid for that. And this is his 3rd time doing it as a guide, where he's obviously got a bit more respect. He's carrying a lighter load, and yeah, getting to talk more of his English and explain a bit about the area and stuff. But by his own admission, Nepal's a big country. He is living in Kathmandu on his own at the moment, but he studied in a private school in a village, so he doesn't know the name of every mountain round here or every twist and bend he's learned the route by. He's been round it 6 times, so it's not like they're all living here every minute of the day and knowing it. But what we are trying to do is Tech's allowed to climb Island Peak, which would be a big thing on his resume in terms of having a guide who's not only done the 3 passes trek, but he wouldn't be a guide on the Island Peak, he would just be a climber along with me. So if he has to do that, there's pretty minimal costs for him for visas and, well, no visas, but some of the permits and that for the locals. They really cost quite low, if anything at all. But what he does have to do is buy the same climbing kit as what I'm having to buy, because we've got trekking kit. We can trek all around under 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 metres. Well, under 5,000 metres with what kit we've got. A pair of trainers and waterproofs, and you'll be fine. But going above 6,000 metres to climb a training peak, essentially, which requires harnesses and ropes and crampons and ice axes and a whole load of other stuff, specialised Sherpa climbing guides to take you up, all that needs to be paid for. So for me, that alone was cost me $600, which I thought's no bad for the experience for those 3 days. climbing on that mountain. So maybe rambled on a bit, which is a good sign that I'm not running out of breath yet. But we're going to try and see if we can get Tedge's gear at an affordable price, and if it's affordable I'll at least contribute to it if I don't buy Ollie's kit. But if he's been a 3-week trek with me and he wants to go climb Island Peak, I wouldn't like the feeling of him sitting waiting at the bottom while I go and do it after he's done so much for me. So that's what we're hoping to find out in the next few days. It's the route to Amadablam base camp, down across the bridge and follow the path up behind here. Amadablam's a great mountain, but you can't see it today. But it's a place I want to visit. Some interesting structures just up here. Spin it round. It's behind me. I want to follow to the edge here. You can see the river fast flowing behind. It's getting a little bit hard to even just talk or concentrate. That's us just hit 4,000 metres, so it's a little bit mumbled up what I'm saying at the best of times, so hopefully I'll do my best to make things clear. This part of the walk today, I mean, we're going to get 3 or 4 miles out of this kind of terrain, which is just great. It's easy going on the legs. If you were out here just running, you would just be loving to run along here. It would pass so quick though. But this river's coming from way up high. It is part of a melting glacier that's coming all the way down. And in one of the passes that we're going to go to, if we climb Island Peak, we're supposed to go to one of the high passes after it, but it's a glacier and they're not sure if the glacier's stable enough. The same as the Island Peak, there's uncertainties at the moment, but they seem pretty certain that the whole team's up there waiting on us for Island Peak, whereas it's villagers only who will be given the guidance on whether the high passes are passable. They generally use them to get to one village to the next, so they know when and when not to do that. And you won't have a climbing guide for that. It'll be tech that's showing me the way across if it's safe. Colorful. The land's very different now. We're above 4,000 metres in altitude, so we're above the tree line of the forest. So because it's the monsoon, there is still some stuff growing, low level stuff, plants, shrubs, but mainly you can see looking around, we're walking across boulder fields now, right across a valley. So it's not likely we're going to come up to a forest after this, and the greenery will die out. Text said it might still be there up to 5,000 metres because of the time of year during the monsoon where the water things live. Slightly longer with the temperature rising as well, but really you can see the terrain's changed. It looks like Black Hill in Edinburgh on a dry day. Some kind of lodge. There is no